Hello guys, I am with my friend
Joseph.
and today on this podcast we will be discussing why Walter White is a superhero. At least I will be discussing that. Joseph here has a different opinion on the subject.
I feel he's an anti-hero, but
Alright, state your reasoning.
I feel he's an anti-hero because he does what he feels is necessary for other people, which would be classified as a hero, but at the same time he hurts others to help the people he cares about.
Now, my argument here is that he is technically a superhero, not an anti-hero, because, well, for one, the reason why he got into the business of making meth is because he wanted to help out his family. Well, more specifically, first off, he wanted to help out with his cancer treatment because it was a lot of money. I believe, from what I remember, it was like 90 to like 100,000 was the estimate at the time.
Yeah, it was about a year long for each year.
So he saw that Hank was a DEA agent and invited him on a drug bus. And when they went into the home, he saw a former student of his and decided that he wanted to work with that student to make meth. Now, contrary to belief, I don't believe that he is an anti-hero because he was simply just trying to do his best to provide for his family.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't mean for things to go south. It just happened that way as like a cause and effect type situation. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, I actually have a question that this can make a great point then for both of us. Did he have remorse for if anyone died when he did it? Or did he feel it was just he had to do it because he had to provide for his family?
Of course he had remorse. I mean, think about how he started. He was literally just a
high
50...
school professor.
Yeah, high school
professor.
professor. Yeah, high school professor, teaching chemistry in high school. And he was just kind of just trying to fight for his family, but ended up having some things happen. And of course he felt sympathy because these people didn't necessarily do anything wrong for them to deserve to get hurt or worse, like dying, to happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
It just happened along the way.
Yeah, it's almost like collateral damage in a sense because now I don't hold it to him. Like obviously it's a TV show, but it's not real. But I wouldn't hold it to anyone as wrong in their character because they're not doing it for personal benefits, but they're doing it for still others' benefits. So like you can't ever hold that to someone.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's a matter of just trying to keep your family secure and those that you feel are close to you secure.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, when back in season 3 or 4, when Gus Fring wanted to kill Jesse because he thought that he was a junkie that didn't deserve to be a partner with him, Walt stepped in to try and save him. And I believe that, he still has a heart out there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm definitely not going to deny it. If I was put in a similar situation, I would do what it takes, especially when you look at their living situation. It wasn't the best. He had no form of income after he passed if he didn't make it. And so it's interesting to break down because there are parts where he definitely does good, a lot of good, and there's definitely parts where he doesn't do so good.
Yeah.
But it's not like he does the bad for unnecessary reasons, just to do it.
Yeah.
He does it with a positive purpose in mind.
All right. So back on to what you're saying about does he care about who he hurts? For example, if we're going back to season 1, do you remember the character Crazy 8?
Yes.
So basically, it was him and a cousin that went out to the desert and wanted to take Walter White's product. Well, Walter White was afraid and therefore defended himself because he didn't want anything to happen to him. He didn't hate these people, but he had to do what he had to do. And fast forwarding a little bit, we go down to when he's talking to Crazy 8 in the basement, and he's trying to connect to him on a human level, saying like, please, for like the love of God, let me have something from you that lets me be able to like not have to kill you. And then that's when Crazy 8 started talking about like his family and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then so Walter White goes upstairs and it's just like, I'm gonna release him. But he notices that, alright, so before all that talk happened, there was basically when he was walking down the stairs, he's gonna give him a sandwich. and it was on like a ceramic plate, but he fell and it broke. All right, and going back to now, he goes into the garden and is just like, wait a minute, I think something's up with that plate. And he comes to find out that the plate is missing a very huge shard.
Enough to kill him.
Mm-hmm. So now he realizes, I really don't hate this guy, but now I have to take him out, because if I don't, he's just gonna kill me and the rest of my family.
Exactly. It comes down to you or, in a sense, a stranger. And he does. I want to say. I want to choose my words wisely, so it makes more sense. When I don't remember what episode it was, but I remember when he went to one of the meth dealers. He went upstairs. It was like an abandoned building, and he brought a slab of coke. I think it was coke and meth. Yeah. And it was practically a bomb. Was that a humane way of going about it, though? To blow him up.
His intention there wasn't to blow him up. His intention was strictly to just send the message of, hey, I really need, like, I want to work with you. Like, we have nothing against you, but you shouldn't treat us like we're nothing. We are something. We're here to be major players in the game. You know?
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't there have been a better way to do it rather than almost kill him by an explosion?
See, my thing is, you say that he almost killed them, but from the context of how the show made it, technically speaking, if that was the case, he would have killed even himself in that situation, which definitely would have defeated the purpose. Mm-hmm. So I think that he pretty much put enough to the point where it sent out a message, but it wouldn't have killed anyone.
Mm-hmm. It's a very interesting character, Walter White, because like with his situation, you have the background of what happened, cancer patient, and high school professor, not a lot of money coming in, you can't afford that. What other options do you have? Not many. And so you can't. It's going to be harder, and probably a lot more costly to start something ethical than something not ethical. And his intention, as we both came to the agreement that his intention wasn't to just straight to kill people.
Yeah.
It was just to make money. And if he has remorse, then I can definitely see him being a hero, 100%, because he's looking after. You could argue that he's looking after personal gains, but it's personal gains of others, not himself.
Yeah, exactly.
The ones he cares about. And so, when you put it into context with not just himself, you take the environment, his job, where he lives, the people he's around. It'll be harder, not even harder, it'll be practically impossible to create another source of income sustainable enough to pay for these treatments. And not even that, it would take so long. Businesses, they don't start making profit until like approximately 5 years. Yeah. He doesn't have 5 years. And if everyone's doing it, is he really the worst person if everyone else is doing it? Now, it doesn't make it right, but is he the worst person? Yeah. Not in my opinion, not at all.
Yeah. Exactly. And another thing that I want to address from this article from a guy named Todd Van Wolf, I believe is his name, he mentioned that the reason why people love Walter White so much and they're not against him or calling him an anti-hero and instead are calling him a superhero is because that in life we choose the easy way out of things. And what he meant by that was basically, so in relation to the show, he meant it in the sense that, let's say, for example, when Walter White had a situation with Gus, again, later in season 3, where Gus wanted to execute him, but then Jesse was told by Walter to go to, I forgot his name, but he was another cook that was with Gus. But anyways, he went to his house and killed him, which in instance saved him. Mm-hmm. Now, you may be saying like, oh, why would you do that? But that's the easy way out. And most people can relate to that because most people try and take the easy way out of things in life.
Mm-hmm. And I definitely don't disagree with that. I agree with that. It's harder. It's a lot harder to make it the harder choice. right? Especially, I know you wrote about The Sopranos as well, one of my favorite shows, so I can definitely relate to that. You look at, people say starting a business is going to be harder than start running a mob. Yes and no. It'll be harder in the sense that you got to go through taxes and competition and everything like that. Whereas the mob, you just kill someone that's in your way.
Yeah.
But those are to take into account. You can be killed. You can be arrested. You can put on trial. Anything like that. So that's going to outweigh the difficulty of running a business. And you also have to look at it. Almost everything is a business. Running a mob is a business. It's not like he does it for fun. He does it to make money. And so it's the same thing when you look at, compared to Walter White and Tony Soprano. They're both just trying to support for their family. Granted, one did grow up and his father was a mob boss as well, his uncle, his whole family. And you have Walter White, high school professor, stuff like that. But they're put in very similar situations. They see no other way. And whether that be right or wrong or not the appropriate way of going about it, you can't hold someone accountable. You can't judge their character based off of what they believe is right. Unless it's like so blown out, like Stalin or Hitler, right, where you can just go mass murdering people. But in both cases, they're doing it for you could argue it's a selfish reason.
Yeah. All right, Joseph, thank you for being on the podcast.
No problem.